Welcome back to Professor Sports Cards. My name is Jason. I'm giving you 5 hot takes I haven't really heard anywhere else, and the best way to do it is just jump right in. All right, the first hot take is that current slabs, do I have any besides this next to me? Yeah, this Anthony Edwards and a PSA 9 slab. Eventually, too many slabs are going to be graded. It felt like it, I haven't paid attention the past few months, but every month over month over month, PSA and pretty much across the board, grading companies were doing record high numbers every month for the last years. It doesn't make sense. Especially, I've heard other content creators, baseball card collector, investor especially, most cards don't make sense to get graded at this point. Anthony Edwards is one of the promising guys that does, but many players at this point, financially, it doesn't make sense to spend 15 to 20 bucks to get the card graded and then sell it. You actually lose money. So eventually there's going to be an overhaul, whether it's AI grading, whatever PSA's new development's going to be, because eventually they got to keep making money. I mean, and they're making a lot of money. They have a lot of business. That businesses will dry up. What's left? I understand there's trading card games and Pokemon and this, but it's going to be a huge payday. Huge payday. If they can go from this slab to convince us there's something better. And eventually they'll need that huge payday. I'm going to say some point in the next decade. It's 2024, so between 2034. I know I was going to check it then if I'm still making content, which I hope I am. I'll try to remember this video, but in the next decade, I expect to see it, tags not taking over. But as soon as PSA overhauls to something else and we all got to switch, it's similar to the dual auto. Many people got their cards graded when it was just the autograph grade. They didn't have dual auto. Now people are cracking those slabs to send them in because they're more valuable when they have both grades, the auto grade and a high grade in the card. And so, again, they convince you, which is true. The market speaks that the dual grade, the market shows it's much higher. And so it makes financial sense to now crack these old slabs and send them in. And one day it might make financial sense to crack a rookie Anthony Edwards slab to send it in where it's more valuable, or maybe these actually plummet because the other ones are more valuable. I don't know, but I do see some sort of overhaul because I don't see the trend of just breaking numbers and record ground continuing. Can it keep up? What do you think? Comment below. Can people still be sending in at this rate? How is it even happening at this point? Who knows? All right, my second hot take is probably the hottest of them all. He's always a hot topic, Geoff Wilson. And here's my hot take. I think Geoff Wilson he's learned, okay? Overall, when you're talking about people, I've been collecting since I'm 34 years, and someone who hasn't, yeah, it comes off a bit clueless. And he has learned, I'll give him credit. I'm sure he's been in this. But when it comes to cards and sports, I go elsewhere for my, However, I don't think you can deny he's a good businessman. I mean, I'm not saying it's good for, I'm not saying anything other than that. I'm telling you, I feel like, when it comes to really having your be on the pulse, I'm not sure. And he's done a good job learning and trying. However, when it comes to being a businessman, I mean, I don't know. He's competing. The $250,000 thing was kind of a thing. He very easily could have got eaten alive and just had to take the L, offering $100,000 and realizing, damn it, dude, I messed up there. I look bad. But no, then he comes out and fires back just a few days later with $250,000. That's a big boy move. You might not give him credit for that. And I know a lot of people, it's split and torn on him. And normally I think it's easy to be harsh on Geoff Wilson. And especially he's the market leader, he's the leader at least on YouTube, in YouTube aspects. And so it's easy to punch up. It's easy and he has flaws, no doubt. But I think, look what he's done with YouTube. Look what he opened this card shop. I'm curious. We'll see if it's successful. I'm sure he has his hand in breaks. I'm sure he has his hand all over the place. And this took partnership, offering that $250,000 bounty. So That's my hot take number 2. No, he's a little off when it comes to, like, yeah, I don't know if I want to have a conversation with him about 1970s and 80s baseball or basketball or sports cards. But I might learn a thing or two from him when it comes to business. I mean, it's, yeah.
That was what was best for business.
Hot take number 3 is, I don't know if we're calling it a hot take. I am going to have Mike Geoff from Sports Card Nonsense on live on Tuesday of next week, coming up at 6 p.m. And I've been a collector my whole life. I mean, obviously, you get rid of some of your collection to bring in new stuff. But overall, I mean, you've seen my the collection. I mean, and he's a breaker, you know, and I'd like to learn a little bit more about his history with cards, but he is a breaker. He's on a podcast. He's now breaking on Fanatics. I have my own thoughts about Fanatics and whatnot, you know. That's going to be a video to come up soon. I want to really, they're fighting for your money. They're fighting for younger people's money or addicts' money. And, you know, they're making a buck. Is it any difference than listing our card on eBay? I mean, they are just trying to sell cards. However, for some reason, it comes off kind of cringe and feels a little bit, there's some fine line that just feels like they're a casino or, you know, peddling scratchers. But that's not my hot take. My hot take is breaker versus collector. What are some questions that you have? I mean, he's a full-time breaker. I have some questions. Is breaking thriving right now with all of this innovation, or is breaking watered down? There's too much competition. It's slow. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'd love to know margins. I'd love to know time, hours spent. And then we just have such different, how do I want to say this, motivations. We have different motives for being in the hobby. You know, obviously, I mean, I'm collecting stuff that I think could increase and stuff that I like as well, as in this Vince McMahon Hogan card, is McMahon's rookie. This is something I'm passionate about. I like this card, and this is something I'm prospecting and think, wow, it's way undervalued. And a lot of us do that, and that's what a collector does. And I'm not saying I'll ever retire off any of my cards, but it's a nice thing to sell 20, 15, 20, 30 years down the line. It's a savings account, and hopefully it slightly appreciates. I wouldn't even say slightly. Hopefully it appreciates. So anyways, that's a hot talk. I got off on that one. Let's get to hot take number 4. This actually leans into hot take number 4.
I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm a little schoolgirl.
Patch, oh, I'm shaking right now. Patch Auto Otani with the button. Oh my God.
Come on. One time, baby. One time. Oh! Oh my God! Holy crap! I'm sorry I yelled. Oh my God!
My gosh. Oh my goodness. I thought the Drew Aller was good. I am shaking. I do not do much baseball. That's probably one of the best hits of my entire life. Dude, I am shaking. Oh my gosh.
Like, it's life-changing. My heart was racing, my hands were shaking. I was like, no way. Then you read the 1 of 1, and I'm like, no, this can't be real.
Hot take number 4 is, we need studies on this. There needs to be, I want to go back to UNLV, and I want to get a doctorate at studying. We know scratchers is gambling. We know it. You know, we know when you go to the casino and play blackjack, it's gambling. You know it. When you sit down at a poker table, you know you're gambling. Bro, I've opened boxes. I've participated in breaks. I haven't participated in break in years. It's the same feeling when you hit nothing. I mean, you just feel like it's the same feeling as going to lose at the blackjack table. It really is. It's the same thing as losing on a sports bet. You know, in a break, when I hit nothing, I buy my Raiders. It's $100-something. Okay, I want that rookie, and you just get squadoosh. It's, man, that was a real fun. I was watching the game for 2 hours. Ooh, that was exciting, and then it's just such a letdown. It's the same thing, but there's no like studies on it. There's no, some of you want to call it regulation, but before there's regulation, we need to prove that something's, you know, it just felt more innocent in the 80s and 90s. Yes, they started overprinting. Yes, they were making money, but there wasn't these millions of dollars of cards to hit. There wasn't a lotto being played. There wasn't breaks. There wasn't Whatnot and Fanatics trying to advertise as if it's cringe. They're advertising, oh, it's big hit. You know, well, that big hit is once in a blue. You know, it's just not fair. Again, I want to do a video on that. It's going to take some work is the problem. That's not even a 2 or 3 hour process. That's going to be a long video to shoot to make my point. But and I want to do it fair justice, by the way. I want to play both sides because, again, they're just trying to make money. The people on there are using that platform to sell cards just as if I'm selling them on Facebook, Instagram, eBay. It just feels a little off.
I never heard of holy cow! Look at the size of that ham hock!
All right, my hot take number 5 is we are in the odd content card area. Everyone's making card videos, including myself, by the way. So I can't say I'm out of that. And just like how, if for the next 3 years, my channel got 100 views of video, which a video like this might just get, you know, we'll see. It would be hard to continue because I'm putting 2 or 3 hours a day into this stuff, or whatever the case, however many hours, sometimes more, sometimes less, many times actually more. It's crazy, but I love it. It's my passion, and maybe it's the other people's passion. But I got to be honest, if I continue to only got 100 views, which some of my videos I'm seeing growth. I'm happy about that. I'm hypothetical though. 3 years from now, I'm getting, 100 or 200 views a video. I don't think I could continue or would continue. So there's so many channels out there. Another video coming. I'm going to analyze some different channels. And it's like, how long do you continue making these things with 76 views? It's interesting. And is it just what the card hobby is now? Are we just a bunch of nerds? And instead of we can only spend so much. The thing about creating this content is it's actually free. Other than your time, it takes no money, where being involved in, even in selling is harder than, I wouldn't say harder, and everyone's personality is different. For me, I enjoy the content more. For others that sell cards, their personality probably tends toward the selling and buying aspect more. I do, I get rid of some stuff because I play, you try to buy some stuff you can flip here and there to try to add to my collection and yada yada. Nothing big, of course, but what are we looking at here? I got some fireworks, John Jones. I mean, it's just stuff that'll go for kind of cheap on claim sales on like Facebook or something to add to some of the bigger slabs. I want 10% of these. There's 160 something graded of these, and I have now 8, 9, 10. I have one here in a PSA 8 and one here in a PSA 8. They were $35 each, $70 total. I doubt this picks up well, but I'm trying to go for these crazy. I want 10% of them. So yeah, what was I saying here? That yeah, we're just in the odd content card era. Does it continue? At what point? The channels that aren't seeing growth, very minimal, because they're still chugging along. I mean, I see channels 2, 3, 5 years old, still chugging along. That was a vocab word the other day in my class. Moving slowly and loudly. I don't know how loudly they're moving, but boy, they're moving slowly. And if my numbers look like some of these channels, I'm not talking crap. I'm just being the truth. If my numbers stayed that way, dude, I got to pivot. I need to go start spending my time umpiring baseball or coaching basketball, working out more. But I do love this. It's a lot of fun. If you're enjoying these videos, hit the like button. It just helps me know I'm doing something right. And it also helps the algorithm. Subscribe so you don't miss a video. I make these Monday to Friday. The format's normally different, but I got to change it up to keep it exciting for me and loose. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
Yes, I did. I saw a woman psychiatrist, and she said I was OCD, one cool dude, and she understands the way I think right now.
Somebody ever writing those rules.
Follow the buzzer.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.